I'd like to call the Albany Conservation Commission meeting of December 3rd, 2024 to order at 6:30 p.m. We are all present and accounted for tonight. Woo-hoo. As there are no appointments, we'll just jump to new business for the approval of the meeting minutes of October 1st, 2024. Does anyone have any input? Additions, subtractions?
Good.
The minutes? Okay, great, thank you.
I make the motion to approve. I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay.
A forest management plan, and we've been discussing this like almost for a year or two now, and then we got the Bald Hill piece that sort of took precedence. So we're all, that sort of has to.
So we have just the forest management plan for the Bald Hill piece, but not for the...
Not for the whole piece, I don't think, right?
Correct. So
Okay.
I did email Linda Camo at the
Okay.
Land Trust to just start that conversation with the Land Trust.
Okay,
And she knows that it's overdue as well.
right,
So
yeah,
hopefully by next meeting,
Just not.
yeah.
we'll have
Okay, something to, all right.
Something to
I'll put
work
that for next meeting, okay.
so it's Linda Camo is the conservation
Okay,
director
thank you.
at USO.
Yeah, matter of fact, I just was looking at their flyer
Yeah.
that I get for the end of the year.
Tuesday, yeah.
Yep. All right, next meeting, Kathy. All right, just to, it's winter, so it's kind of a slow time for us, but it's, start to get things ready for spring and summer.
Yeah.
We do need a new member. Liana had the nerve to take a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
We had a potential new member. Yeah, and she took a promotion in Brunswick, Maine.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Fast
So-
mover.
Yes.
That's a hell of a
Yes. So even though she had agreed to and was looking forward to joining the Conservation Commission, this opening came up. She applied for it and was chosen.
Good for her.
So yes, so we're now on the hunt for another new member. If you know of anyone that would like to join our crew, that's that. I'm gonna go a little out of order here. The roadway repair for the farmers, they didn't come back to us with anything, and I had the opportunity late summer to talk to Joan and Paul. And yeah, they just kind of rolled their eyes at me and said that, yeah, it was still really bad and things are big. I was like, well, you didn't really say anything and you didn't come to us to say what you were working on. And so I think there's a communication gap there that we need to, again, recreate this winter and have some sort of discussion on.
So they had some questions about it?
Well, yeah, things were, the holes are still really big.
Okay.
We had talked about in the past of having an annual farmers meeting in the winter,
Right,
like
yes.
in January.
Mhm.
So perhaps
Bringing them in.
invite them for January.
All right, okay.
Get all the communication and all the issues
Right.
up to date.
So once everything dried out for the summer, it was still
Yes.
there.
Yeah, they had, at least had holes. I don't think they had
Yeah. It was
water holes, but I think, mud holes, but they had holes.
Yeah. It's car-sized potholes.
Yeah. And I will say for Jake and Sarah, that may be a little bit, I bumped into Sarah and it was in October, and she was very pregnant. So hopefully they've had their child and things are settled.
Right.
But I will, we'll reach out to Jake and Sarah and see if they can, because I think just Jake came last time.
If January doesn't work,
February, right. But, I do like having a meeting with them and see how things are going. All right. And then it comes back to the contract. I saw your email with discussion. Rick Highland also said he thought he might have it in a format that I would be able to then make the changes in. I need you to come look at my computer, please.
Yeah, what I saw in the email was 2 Word documents.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you were
Yeah,
looking to have the PDFs converted to Word?
Yeah, just so I could change them,
Right,
yeah.
that's what I saw in the email, were
Right.
2 Word documents.
Yeah,
So
okay.
they must have
So
been
maybe that'll
combined.
happen, all right.
Yeah, Elisa scanned them.
She did?
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I'm gonna change them so I can
they're editable.
Yeah.
editable.
Yeah, sure.
Not edible.
I'm having some
Editable edibles.
antivirus issues on my computer and I don't wanna get into it deep.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want anything right now, so. Plus I'm glad it's on their computer and the town's computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have it in here, which is town computer too.
Mm-hmm.
I have it here. as well.
Okay, all right, so cause I'm thinking the other contract is probably, was that up in November of this year? Or is it 25? You know, I had all this organized at one time. This is trying to defer. Yeah, because we can't do 7 years anymore, so we have to do. So, bottom line, I guess, is we need to start fresh and then, you know, keep it up to speed, Kathy.
With the contracts.
With the contracts, yeah. And then I have to check on the liability too.
Yeah, certificates.
Yeah.
They can't be for 7 years anymore, is it reduced
Now,
now?
we never had, we started it, apparently there's some sort of law that we can't do 7, can't do any more than 5. Because I know at one point they asked for a loan, the farmers wanted to do more than
I
extend it.
remember that, yeah.
And then, excuse me, yeah, so it has to be just 5.
So I'm gonna put it up here on the screen if this turns on here.
Okay.
But in 2020, we had an amendment to the contract with the Richardsons farm. And then I think the Littlefield
Is that what the one I
is
was
the
looking at?
original one. So. Oh yeah, and what I sent you was the original, so I'll send this amendment too.
Yeah, because I think I have a hard copy of the amendment, but it says it's effective for 7 years.
Yeah,
Till August 31st, so.
Yeah, their extension was because of it was a requirement for some grant money.
Right,
Exactly,
yeah.
So it went from 5 years to 7 years, as I
Yeah.
recall.
So if that's the case, it expired the end of August as well.
Yeah. So
That's Richardson's, yeah.
that's why it's supposed to go there.
It's supposed to be plugged in.
I got it. You got it. Yeah, so expiring in August of,
24, yeah, a few months ago.
expired.
Yeah, so I've got to get that up. Organized.
Maybe it won't come up on the screen.
Don't you find that when you go to do something, it's like 2 steps or 3 steps instead of 1? You think it should be just a simple dot, 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 and nope.
That's why I have a job.
Yeah.
So as far as the contract goes, we read through it. Are there things we're thinking we want to change? or
I
is
don't
it
think
really
there's
just kind
anything
of
that
a
needs to
renewal?
change. It just needs to be, updated for,
Amended to 5 years
5
instead of
years,
7.
yeah. Amended for the next 5 years and signed.
Okay. This does not seem to be coming up.
monitor one.
It's not turning on. I don't know if it's the remote or.
Jake, I know it's not a Samsung, but you give him a hand. I know you've been doing that all day.
It's always a mystery where the power button is.
A lot of them got rid of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, really? And so it's just remote?
There's a button here.
Oh, maybe that's why it's not working.
That'll do it.
Try that out. Loose connections everywhere. This thing's gonna come off the wall, isn't it?
You need an extension cord.
Pause for commercial.
Yes.
It's on top.
Oh boy. It's a lot of fun and games.
Plugged in.
Falls off the wall.
Anyways,
Yeah.
The contract exists.
Yeah, the contact exists, it just needs to be
Nothing much needs to
upgraded.
change, dates
Yep.
and.
Right, exactly. Yep. And then have everybody sign, seal, deliver, it'll be good.
Come on.
So do you wanna have that done for the meeting with them?
Well, that would be nice, yeah, in January, and then we could just, they'll be here when they can sign it, then we would be all up to speed. It'll be good.
I see a power light now.
You see that one?
Yeah, there's a light on.
There's a light on my Jake's hand.
ta-da!
All right.
Did it.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, watch. Change glasses.
Yeah. Sean's gonna put us right up to speed.
So this was scanned from PDF to Word.
Okay.
So there's probably a few little scanning errors here and there. Right, so this is the one for Littlefield Farm.
Mm-hmm.
Describes the land, contractor, definitions,
Yep.
and the term. So we are going instead of 7 years to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For both contracts?
Yes.
And why is that?
My memory recalls
Yeah.
that technically we couldn't do 7 years.
Okay.
So this is here, but I'm not sure it ever got signed. I'm not sure they ever did that. But maybe they did because it's 7 years down here.
Okay.
And they were approved for whatever loans they were trying to get at the
Yeah,
time.
right, yeah.
They went through that process.
So.
Well, this wasn't it was the Grandview that did the updated one. So Littlefield's
Oh.
probably never updated.
Okay,
So what I have pulled up right now is the Littlefield one.
you're right, and I see where it's signed, October 4th.
Okay. So we want to change to 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's a typo. This Q contract. I'll go through this and clean it up.
Okay.
So 12 acres plus or minus for Littlefield is.
Yeah, and that's a good question because haven't both farmers expanded
Change their acreage.
acreage?
Yeah, I don't know the best way to measure that. Is there a way to do that
Aerial.
technology-wise?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's something that up in South Carolina Land Trust can give us a hand with. They've got some GPS, some whatever methodology.
Possibly. I'll ask.
Yeah, it could be good to define the boundaries.
could be someone who's just asking the two farmers too,
Yeah.
probably are well
Yeah.
aware of
Right,
how much each parcel is that they have.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier than trying to go through.
Measure.
Have to
Yeah.
change the list.
Yeah, 'cause it doesn't say, well, so far it doesn't say where, it just says 12 acres.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Yeah.
more than that, especially for
Grandview.
Richardson's.
mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because Grandview right now, they're selling trees and wreaths, I could probably ask them, you know, face to face.
Right. I'm sure they have a pretty good idea of how much.
Some of these questions and see if they're available in January and
I think it would be good to,
then put it in writing.
I don't know if the contracts specifies organic farming practices, but does it,
I think it
does
does.
it specify organic practices?
Let's see, utilization.
They're not certified organic?
No, they
Okay, so
I
aren't.
know
here's
that, though.
utilization. I don't know
I
if you
thought they
can.
had.
This is probably too small. Let me see if I can make it bigger.
They were originally.
Is that getting readable from where you are?
Yeah.
Okay. So specifications. Alright, so specifications. Contractors granted permission to enter the premise for the purpose of this management agreement, utilizing the land for agricultural purposes, including but not limited to tillage and growing crops. No other commercial business activities without prior approval. And the contractor is responsible for securing access by locking the gate when not on the property. And then there's the term, so we'll change term to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Can be modified by mutual agreement. Not transferable,
Right.
not subleasable, not assignable. So how to use the 12-acre lot? The contractor should use generally accepted agronomic practices.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't spec it.
No, I remember.
Hay shall be mowed
Yeah.
once a year. Biosolids not allowed.
Mm-hmm.
All practices must exceed the state of New Hampshire Department of Agriculture Markets and Farming BMPs. Maintain soil volume and productivity. Protection of ground and surface water.
Yeah.
Quality, wetlands, riparian zones. Yeah. So organic is not specified.
No, and I remember having a discussion with Paul one day when we were out there talking to him, and he said to be classified as certified organic is quite a lot of hoops to jump through,
Yes.
but they tried to be as natural as possible. So I guess that those would be a good question of, you know, do you use anything on the crops and
Yeah.
any kind of hazard or pesticide, not pesticides, but
Yeah.
they use insecticides.
It'd be pesticides and herbicides.
Yeah.
I mean, it was originally when Brown, I can't remember her name,
Mhm.
did it. The fields were certified.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
she did it.
Mhm.
Oh wow. All the fields?
What she was only using essentially what the Richardsons are using right now, or part of what it was a small thing.
Mhm.
It was a total fiasco, I
Yeah.
think. But she got the certification.
Mhm.
It doesn't really matter to me, but I think it's
I
a
mean, that's
question
to
that
know.
could be asked.
I think that, yeah, so I remember them saying too, that for them, the farmers to get certified organic is a whole lot of hoops.
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean that we couldn't specify organic best management practices.
right.
Okay, I like that term.
So would we want to pursue that?
Yeah, I think it was maybe a conversation we should have with them.
We've had
I
that.
mean, I think we should,
Yeah,
but,
we have in the past.
yeah,
They said that
exactly,
they-
right.
Especially with.
And I think,
We've had the conversation, but not required
Right.
it.
and I think
They said
that,
That would be formally requiring it.
I think Jake and Sarah are practicing it,
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely said they were,
Yeah.
for sure.
right.
When they
Not
came in.
sure about,
Yeah,
the Richardsons.
yeah, okay, so that's a conversation.
Conversation, yep.
Right.
Okay. Restoration easement, oh, the agricultural plan. Any permanent improvements become property of the town. Safety. Liability. Okay, statutory requirements just is following Conway Code.
Mm-hmm.
Waste materials shall be removed. Yes, so they are allowed, permitted to use manure or vegetative residue in reasonable amount.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Parcel is offered in lieu of payment.
Right.
The responsibilities of the contractor consist of to farm the tract. Okay. The Albany Town Agricultural Plan. That's something that we maybe don't have a copy of. Our own
Right, yeah.
Town of Albany Agricultural Plan. Maybe Land Trust does.
Yeah.
Cool. I underlined it, so I'll look into it.
Mm-hmm.
Contractor gets to retain all products from the plot.
Yep.
So they are paying taxes on it?
Yeah, I was just wondering about the same thing.
Me too.
That whole paragraph is,
Yeah.
Taxes is an unknown.
no, yeah, well,
Is there
there isn't really a, oh,
payment?
well, there isn't any taxes. I mean,
Because
it's
town
Conway.
land.
If any.
Conway
Right.
property. And it's, and usually, I think the general practice is when one town owns property within another town, then they don't pay a tax.
Mm.
So there's no taxes assessed on the property.
Mhm.
Well, they should be maybe reminded to be aware that if Conway changed its mind, they're on the hook.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. And maybe put something in there, should taxes be applied or whatever,
Yeah.
then it's the obligation of the contractor.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that we need to change the wording. It already says it's the obligation of the
Mhm.
contract.
Yeah, but it's implying that there is that, it's taxes and there isn't. Should to pay any, should they be, I mean, something like that,
Yeah.
should taxes be applied, there, it would be the responsibility. I'd say just,
Yeah,
it's in the event of you know. Yeah, because it's really. Oh, that's interesting. So there's actually quoting a state statute too.
Mhm.
Huh. Two different statutes.
I'll have to look into that.
You know what
Yeah,
that,
well,
you know what that RSA
the current
79A is, don't you?
Sure, I don't know off
Okay.
my head.
Good.
Current use statute, so if they take it out of current use, they'd have to
Oh.
pay the back taxes.
This,
That's
right,
what that
okay.
letter
Yeah.
C is, and then letter B is just saying if taxes are due and they don't pay them, then the contract can get terminated.
Mhm.
Yeah, I should leave it in there. Honestly.
Okay. Public access. Pedestrian access for hunting, wildlife observation, hiking, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and other transitory low-impact, non-motorized, non-commercial, outdoor recreational purposes, but not camping by members of the public, subject to terms of the conservation easements. The contract area shall also be accessible by mechanized vehicles for the purpose of handicap accessibility in accordance with ADA.
Huh. Guess we've got to read the fine print more.
Is it? The gate?
No.
I don't think most of those trails would be very good for mechanized,
Mm.
Right.
you know, wheelchair accessible type.
They're not ADA trails.
No, not at all, so.
That's
So where is that line?
Yeah, right. Well,
interesting.
at least it says they can go out if they want to.
Just don't think they'll get very far.
Yeah. I mean, we can't say no, right?
I guess the conservation easement would be a good place to review that in regards to that section B.
Yeah.
On low impact.
I think this is just saying, like, I think, obviously I don't know, but that B is just saying that the area has to be accessible. I think that is kind of like referring to handicap parking. Like, right? Like you have to be able
Oh, right.
to pull up
Be able to
in your
drive.
car,
Fair.
but it doesn't mean that the whole area has to be ADA
Right.
compliant
Right.
after that.
Okay.
That's how I'm reading it, but
Right,
Which,
but my question would be, where is that
'Cause
drive
it's-
up to where?
yeah, I
Is
guess
the
wherever
gate-
they wear,
Is it
gonna
beyond
go.
the gate? Well, then that
Yeah.
goes back to the road
Right.
conditions.
Yes, right.
but no one gets beyond the gate access.
Alright, so if it's just up to
And
the
there's really no good parking
Mhm,
by the gate for a van, for example.
mhm.
I think you could say it's not any better or worse than for anyone else. It's like there's like kind of 3 cars can fit there
Yeah,
about that.
right,
There's not
yeah,
not designated parking.
right. Be nice if the Forest Service was, gave us some latitude there maybe.
Yeah.
Or the
No.
water precinct, whoever owns that road
Mhm.
right away.
So maybe this meeting with the farmers should be farmers, Linda Camo Land Trust, and Forest Service. Have a little sit down
Or separately,
separately,
Right.
maybe. Yeah.
especially if we want to have what Kevin was talking about, having a memorandum of understanding on the
Yeah.
right away. Wow.
Is Jim Innes still the ranger, the head? I'm sorry. I think he is.
Court, do you have contact there?
Yeah, I can contact
Somewhat regularly?
Jim.
contact Jim.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, he's talked about it, and I know Kevin talked about it, has talked about it, talked with him about it, the same thing, so.
Yeah.
We got it in his,
Can we put that on the agenda? Because it kind of keeps getting thought about and forgotten about.
yeah,
Can we just put that under old business
Old
until it
business,
gets
sure.
taken care of?
Okay,
okay, yeah, cool.
yep. What's this?
So that was access for ADA. C, the town reserves the right to operate and to permit agents to operate motorized all-terrain vehicles, forestry equipment, or other mechanized vehicles solely for the purposes of conducting permitted forestry, wildlife habitat, or recreation management on the property, or other management activities permitted by the conservation easement for emergency or law enforcement purposes. Sounds fine.
Doing that, lugging tools around my ATV would be a lot easier. Around my head.
It would be permitted. Nothing in this section shall be construed to prohibit the town or contractor from serving a notice against trespass against third parties for any conduct not permitted, including the use of prohibited motor vehicles.
I wonder who wrote this?
Wasn't this run through, like,
Oh, I wonder if the attorney, I wonder if the attorney wrote it.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Sounds
think so.
very-
Remember, this was the days when I was on the
From,
selectmen.
yeah.
And
when
Rick and,
Rick was,
yeah, we're going through the,
probably,
had to be approved probably by
Municipal.
Climax and.
what's it called?
Yeah,
Right,
New Hampshire Municipal Association.
right.
inspection, the town can examine and inspect anytime. Default in bankruptcy.
It's like the Spanish Inquisition.
Mhm.
If the contractor shall default in payment of any rent, there is no rent. For any sum specified, there are no sums.
No,
Okay. So that's a whole lot of bankruptcy stuff, which doesn't really apply.
yeah, legal mumbo jumbo,
Pardon?
legal mumbo jumbo.
Am I mumbo jumbo?
No, legal mumbo jumbo.
Legal mumbo jumbo, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. 16. Any matters of judgment or opinion, the decision of the town shall be final.
Mhm.
There it is. 18. There's no 17.
Oh, you were just saying, what happened to 17?
That's a good
Okay.
question. 14, 15, 16, no 17. 17.
Mhm.
18. Special conditions. Contractor responsible for maintaining existing drainage, cleaning drainage, replacing drainage tiles as directed. Contractors allowed to use the well. Contractors responsible for wetlands permit required. Spring access delayed until soils are sufficiently dry to permit operation without rutting.
Mhm.
Contractor shall maintain soil productivity in accordance with UNH recommendations. Contractor shall remove down trees and limbs along the borders of the fields as they occur.
Oh.
They're already doing this, or they have
They do.
volunteered to do this?
Right, right.
I wonder if they know it's a requirement.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, we should just read through this whole thing with them.
Yeah.
So we're all on the same page. Contractor shall brush back and trim limbs, leaning trees along field borders as required or as directed. Insurance, they must have insurance. Contractor has to have workers' comp. liens and encumbrances, and notices. And then this is just the rest of the legal stuff, severability, governing laws, the entire agreement. Pardon me. All right. Stuff that needs cleanup. Alright, so that was Littlefield. And then I'll just pull up the amended one from 2020. So this is for Grandview Farm, Paul Richardson. It still was 7 years. Oh, it had a term of 7 years.
Yep.
Amendment 1, 3 additional years. So the Richardsons are good till 2027. That's amendment number 1. Amendment 2 was to increase from 8 acres to 12 acres. So an additional 3 acres. And that is all that the amendment is.
Oh, yeah, so it's an amended agreement.
So it was extending till 27 and adding 3 acres. Those were the 2 amendments for the Richardsons. So we'll just get Richardson's original contract up.
And I have that, it's the same as Littlefield's.
It's, yeah. I haven't read through it, so you have, right, it should be the same,
I do have it, yeah.
except for the,
When was that? When was that amended?
It was actually signed in 2021, August of
Okay.
2021.
Okay. Oh, okay. The original was 2021, but the amendment was that
This
after
is the
that?
amendment, yeah.
Oh, that's the amendment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So essentially what we did is we just rewrote it.
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
original.
oh, you have the signed one there?
I do. I managed to find it.
Okay.
Okay.
Lot.
So they essentially have the same contract with the amendment, with the amendment.
With the amendment,
Right,
yeah.
okay. Seems to be, it reads different. Am I correct here? Or?
It might, let's see.
Yeah, a little bit, doesn't it say annually cultivate, isn't it?
Littlefield.
I'm a visual.
Okay. A, B, C, and D. This is for
Yeah.
Littlefield. And this is for Grandview. So A is cultivate, B is brush hog, C is hedgerows.
C and D are the same, I can tell you.
They look identical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the original contract looks identical.
Yeah, it's just the acreage is different and the names are different.
Right. Yeah, they are.
7 years.
Same with me.
Okay, thanks. Second pair of eyes.
No, it's easy. You have to open it right there.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to see.
Okay. So, we've got some questions. So we got Forest Service Memorandum of Understanding. Where is number 17? There's no 17. Checking with Usefelt about the Albany Albany Town Agricultural Plan to see if they have a copy of it, because we maybe don't.
Yep.
Asking about inserting language about organic pest management practices.
Mhm.
Getting a remeasure of field size or re-estimate, making sure everyone agrees that we're estimating or at least agreeing.
Seems,
Yeah.
it seems that one of them is determined that it's 12 acres because they amended it and added 3, not
Yeah.
8, so they knew that.
They're both 12 now, right? So it's 12
Right.
each farm.
Seems like that one's spelled out right there
Yeah.
in the contract,
Yeah.
that it was 8,
Amendment.
went to 12.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be
Shouldn't
a question
change,
there.
yeah.
Just confirm what the other plot was.
Yep. Updating the contract to a 5-year contract, and then
Yeah.
having the conversation about taxes or the absence thereof, but
Yeah.
that they're still on the hook should Conway decide to demand taxes.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Okay.
itemize those things in the minutes so we have them for next month?
Sure.
Do you want me to read them again?
Yeah. I think I got most of them, but
Okay.
go ahead, let's do one at a time.
Taxes.
Yeah.
Just being aware that they're on the hook and that currently Conway's not demanding taxes.
Right,
Should they? They're on the hook.
right,
We're going to change the contract to 5 years.
okay,
We're going to confirm field size.
Mhm.
We're going to have a discussion about adding language in the contract about organic pest management practices. Not that they have to become certified, just BMPs.
Mhm.
yeah, it meant the Albany, the agriculture plan may reference it,
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. That was the next thing, is getting a copy of the agricultural plan from
Right.
Usvelt, so
Right.
I'll check on that.
Yeah, I may have a copy, have to check my file.
The Forest Service MOU,
Mhm.
and then where is item number 17? It's missing.
Or simply renumber the.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know if that's just an error.
An error.
It
right.
is, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy. They got
Is
rid
it
of
the same
17.
thing in your hard copies? There's no
Yes.
17?
Yes.
On both of them?
Correct, on both
I'm
of
sure
them.
it's a typo.
It's not a scan problem.
No?
No.
I'm checking
No, because it's
the
the top of
PDFs are missing it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what we came up with for
Mhm.
action items for the farmer's contract. So I'm gonna check with the land trust court, you're gonna go
Yep.
Forest Service.
Right.
We'll have the conversation with the farmers and confirm field size. Conversation about taxes. A conversation about organic BMPs, and then whether we wanna include it in the contract,
Mhm.
Right.
and I think that's it.
Okay. Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm. Um, the boundary maintenance plan, we're gonna put that off to spring. Conservation Commission raising money in the
I
future.
have a question. Boundary
Yeah.
maintenance plan. Is there a document, or is it just a
What?
concept? Boundary maintenance plan. Is
Plan.
there a piece of paper that says what it is?
No,
No,
I mean,
So we need to
there
create
is,
one.
there is for the town, like there's one where you perambulate the boundaries of the town, but we didn't have one that said we were gonna,
Kevin had said, he was like, I'll create one or something.
yeah.
yeah, he said he'd help if we needed help. so
Okay,
It's definitely a spring after the snow goes down.
right, yeah.
We should
Okay.
have a piece of paper that says what the boundary maintenance plan is.
Mhm.
Even if it's as simple as like,
Sure.
the plan is one action item, which is
Okay.
check the boundaries once a year.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I know,
I could also check with, I could check with the land trust on what's a standard boundary maintenance plan.
okay.
Right.
That's what I down to see if we can find an example of one.
An example, yeah. Okay, so I'll ask Usvelt if they have kind of standard boundary maintenance plan.
Okay.
That's it, that's
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
So with Roosevelt, since you're gonna be talking with them, I CC'd you an email to them about the trail. It's
Yeah.
been well over 8 weeks, but there was no response from either of those individuals.
Okay.
I don't know if you had any contact or conversation with them, either one of them with any concerns, because that was the whole idea, is to put it out there. And
Yeah.
in the past, they would respond saying, looks good, we didn't find any issues. They didn't even respond saying, thank you, we've received your information.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There've been a lot of transitions, so they got swamped and backlogged. And so
Mhm.
they're working through the backlog. But I will re-bring that.
Okay.
So it's flagged, it's still flagged.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they did walk, they walked, Linda walked it with the new land steward, Cindy Sellers.
Yeah.
And they were wondering what all the flags were. It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's us, it's the
Mhm.
Conservation Commission. And that's where the conversation just ended.
Right,
So,
right.
Yeah.
so
It's just we have some people waiting, just do a little clearing. When the leaves are down, it's a lot easier to see where you're going, what's going on, to kind of get a start on it, but also don't want to step on anybody's feet.
Okay.
Is there kind of a name for what that track, just to refer to it as something?
Just an extension of the south side trail for now.
Yeah. The ski jump trail?
There you go, something. Just want to keep it on the up and up, but there was literally no response at
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
And you want to
from the
move forward.
get-go, so, which was unusual before. Was it Willie Rabbit? He was
Yeah.
like right on top of it, immediately got back, and
Yeah.
he got back to me after 8 weeks and said, no one's complaining, everything looks good, so.
Yeah. I will follow up on that.
We're there, but I don't want to do anything
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
until we have a
Thanks.
conversation.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, and the same thing with the O'Connor bench. I haven't heard from Nick. So, he's like super busy. I keep thinking things will die off, and they don't down there at Duckerman's Brewery. I do need to reach out for him and see if he's still willing to do that for us. Anybody else have any old business? I have a town report, town meetings coming up in March. I know we've done our budget, that was the word I was looking for, our budget, and that's all, coming together. I have not spoken to across the hall, but I'm assuming, she's starting to put things together. Court, would you be in favor and
Sure.
do the honors
Sure.
graciously of,
Yeah.
thank you.
How soon?
I would definitely get it to her before the first of the year, around the first of the year. She figured the book goes to print somewhere in February,
Okay.
Is this to send the budget over? It's
what,
been sent to them.
yeah, it's been sent to them, they put it together,
Yeah.
and then we have to have a budget public hearing, which usually is like the second week in February or whatever.
The town at large.
The town at large, but where our town administrator's new, I'm sure if we could get her our portion of the town report earlier, the better.
Oh, the town.
Just make the Conservation
Her email
Commission
hasn't changed, the email's still
still contact,
contact.
yeah. Just will make
What's
us
your
look good,
Elisa?
Lisa.
A-L-I-S-A?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
A,
Lisa. Yeah.
A,
Yeah,
Lisa.
oh, Lisa, yeah.
Lisa.
And what's the last name?
Hayes. It's over here, it's on her.
Oh, Hayes? Okay,
Hayes.
okay, yep, okay. Haynes,
Because I didn't know what it was, and I saw the nameplate, I was like,
okay.
oh, got it now.
Great.
Yeah, I would appreciate it. And thank you for signing my petition warrant articles, it's always a big help.
Thank you.
Does anyone have anything else to add? Oh, then I will take a
I'll make the motion.
Motion?
To adjourn?
to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Mike second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Right?
Aye. Okay. Meeting is adjourned at 7/19.